Scott Burr, head instructor at the Fight Gym in Chagrin Falls, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu black belt, Kodokan Judo black belt, Maxwell SC certified pro trainer. Today I'm going to show you a little movement drill that you can use to help develop your arm bar. The arm bar from the mount is one of the the iconic submissions of Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. And while we all know what it looks like, a lot of times there's a little bit of awkwardness transitioning into it, and we see people with different solutions to some of the resistances we get. The guy's fighting me with his elbows, and so I'm lifting with my hands, and I'm trying to advance my knees. Really, what we want to think about doing when we start to attack the arms is bringing our weight behind the arms so that we can really cluster the arms in the way that we want to. And the more fluidly we're able to do this, and the more fluidly we're able to transition into the position, the final position, the more irrefutable the armbar becomes, right? The more we don't give him any opportunity to start to resist us, okay? So while doing this with a partner is obviously essential for transitioning the skill from just a movement that I do on my own to the actual armbar that I'm going to do live, being really comfortable with my side of the situation, my movement, can really help me speed this process along, so I'm not worrying about him and me at the same time. My part can be set, and I can just look for my opportunities with my guy. So for this drill, all we're going to need for equipment is our handy dandy kettlebell. You can use a medicine ball, you can use a lot of different things for this drill, but I like the kettlebell because I can incorporate this movement into a nice little workout pattern. This is going to be the stand-in for my guy's chest. Okay, so I'm going to set the kettlebell down in front of me, about the distance his sternum would be from my mount position, right? So if his hips are under my hips, his sternum is going to be about here. I'm positioned in such a way that I can start to put weight here very easily. If I'm too high and back, or if I'm too far sitting on my heels, this is not really the ideal position for my mount. I want to be here where I can start to attack the guy's neck. I can make punches and slaps. Whatever I'm doing, I can put pressure into Americanas, I can go for armbar, okay? So here's where I want to be to start. I'm going to position my hands, one goes straight in line, one crosses it, and I'm going to put my weight on my hands so that my knees start to get light. If you've seen the armbar before, you know how this is going to go. I'm going to float my knees here. Foot comes up tight to where his torso would be, other knee goes tight to his ear, and now I lean on my hand and my foot, swing the leg, and sit. Okay? So, not really a video about how to do an armbar, but you can see how we use this implement to pantomime the motion. So again, starting here, hands make a cross. This is the important part of the drill that I really like to use this to emphasize. People have a tendency to try to scoop the knees here. And when I do this, it's very awkward for me to move, and I don't really bring my weight into the guy's arms. So when I come here, my weight is entirely on my arms, and I'm free to really move my knees where I want to. Here. Now, from here, same weight allows me to swing my leg. Notice that my leg goes straight so that my thigh, my hamstring immediately finds the guy's face and holds his face down so that he can't sit up with me when I try to go for my arm. Once I feel comfortable with that, I smooth it all out into one motion. Okay? Then we can go to both sides. So, if you wanted to incorporate this into a workout, here's a really nice way to do it. We have our movement pattern for our armbar. But what we don't have is the extension with the posterior chain that gives the armbar its strength, right? I don't want to, of course, fight the guy with my lower back, right? Just like I wouldn't want to do a deadlift with my lower back. So being able to engage my glutes and my hamstrings to push my legs down against his body while I extend his arm away from him is one of the key ingredients to having a successful and a strong armbar. And this motion, this hinging motion we use for our deadlift same motion we use for our kettlebell swing. So we already have our implement here. So we can start to tie these two things together. I'm going to demonstrate the kettlebell swing before I demonstrate the sequence I might use for a workout. And again, this is not an instructional video about the kettlebell swing, but I just want to emphasize some of the elements that make this the appropriate exercise for an arm bar. When I am extending out of my swing or into my arm bar, it's the engagement with my glutes and my hamstring that's going to force the guy's body down as I force his arm away from him. So I really want to emphasize that that's what this motion is about. It's not just about getting the bell high. So when you see me make the swing, my tailbone tucks under, my body becomes straight, my femurs go in line with my spine, right? And that is really the same engagement I would use to make a strong arm bar, okay? So not only am I practicing my motion of going into my arm lock, but I'm also practicing remembering where my glutes are when I need to make my extension. Instead of pulling with my arms, I'm pulling with my lower back, okay? So the workout might look like this. I position my kettlebell, I make my initial transfer of weight, I flip my knees, I swing the leg. Now I'm going to use my little kick motion to sit up, thread the leg, and now I'm here at 90 degrees. I'm going to make my same motion again. Kick, thread. And now I'm back where I started. Now I'm going to go the other direction. Now I'll stand up, make my swing. Bell goes back down, and I might repeat. Okay? So, not only am I getting a great motor skill rehearsal, practice on movement patterns, including not only the armbar, but also the stand-up and base threading the leg motion, but I'm also getting my posterior chain engagement exercise and the cardiovascular element too. So, really nice movement drill and really nice way to incorporate it into a little conditioning exercise. Cool? Alright, so try it out, let me know what you think, and until next time.